They told you the body is just a vessel, a machine that carries your brain around. But what if that's the biggest lie you've ever been sold? What if your back pain, your posture, even the way you breathe, are not random quirks but coded messages? Imagine discovering that you're not just carrying a message, you are the message, written line by line in muscles, scars, and gestures. Strange, isn't it? We live in a world obsessed with words, yet the oldest language has no alphabet. It's the language of the body, one most people have forgotten how to read. And while you try to explain your struggles with logic, your body has been quietly screaming the hidden story all along. The truth is, your soul-body codes don't lie. They reveal the parts of you that words can't touch. Think about it, that tension in your chest before you speak up in a meeting, or the weight in your shoulders after years of responsibilities, these aren't accidents. They're proof that your real history isn't just in your mind. It's beneath your skin, pulsing through every cell, waiting for you to pay attention. The fast reward? Once you learn to listen, everything changes, clarity, healing, even freedom, all become possible. So here's the controversial question: if the body has been writing your truth all along, why are you still trying to read it only with your mind? Maybe it's time to unlock what's been hidden in plain sight, the forgotten story written in your body. Everywhere you go, your body is telling a story. Not the kind you read in books or scroll past on a screen, but a living script written in every breath, gesture, and heartbeat. Think of the way someone slouches after years of carrying invisible weight, or how joy makes shoulders rise and steps lighter. This is not coincidence. It's a manuscript in motion, proof that you are the message, not just someone carrying one. Each cell inside you is like a page in that script. They hold traces of laughter, grief, even the silent battles your ancestors once fought. It's not abstract, scientists already talk about how trauma can be passed through generations. Imagine a grandparent's fear echoing in your heartbeat, or an old wound shaping how you stand in a crowded room. Your soul-body codes are always there, woven into flesh and bone, whispering truths you can't find in any textbook. When someone says, "You walk just like your father," or "Your eyes remind me of your grandmother," it's more than genetics. It's a hidden story carried forward, etched into posture, expressions, and reactions. The body is not just a vessel, it's a library without walls, with every page written in motion instead of ink. You can try to hide, but your body never lies, it tells your journey across lifetimes, whether you like it or not. Here's the part most people miss: you're not simply carrying this story around like a heavy backpack. No, you are the message. The script doesn't exist apart from you, it is you. Every time you breathe, move, or hesitate, the story unfolds again. And once you realize that, it's impossible to ignore the fact that the body speaks its own language, one we've long forgotten how to listen to. Long before humans invented words, the body already knew how to speak. A newborn doesn't need vocabulary to let you know it's hungry or safe in your arms. The body communicates in warmth, in trembling, in the rhythm of a heartbeat pressed against another chest. It's a hidden story that keeps unfolding, even though most of us have stopped paying attention. The tragedy is that modern life teaches us to ignore it, to sit still, look busy, and silence the natural messages that rise from within. Think about the last time you felt tension in your shoulders before an argument even began, or the way your gut twisted when something didn't feel right. That wasn't random. It was your body speaking a truth your mind hadn't caught up to yet. These soul-body codes aren't mystical guesses, they're precise signals. The problem is, we often drown them out with noise, deadlines, distractions, and the pressure to appear fine. It's like owning a finely tuned instrument but never learning to play it. Instead of listening, we numb. We pop a pill, scroll through social media, or crack a joke to cover up discomfort. But what happens to the music then? The message gets buried deeper, and the language of the body grows quieter. Over time, many people forget it altogether, believing the silence means there's nothing left to say. In reality, the silence is a sign we've lost the translator. Yet the body never gives up. It keeps trying. In your spine that stiffens when you're holding back, in your heartbeat that races when truth walks into the room, in the gestures you repeat without realizing they carry history. If you lean in and listen closely, you'll notice the forgotten language still lives in every corner of your being. And learning to hear it again is the first step toward remembering a much older, much deeper story. Every cell in the body is like a tiny hard drive, storing memories your conscious mind can't recall. Have you ever wondered why certain places feel familiar even if you've never been there, or why someone's energy makes you tense before they even speak? That's not random intuition, it's cellular memory. These soul-body codes carry fragments of experiences, not just from your own life, but sometimes from generations before you. They whisper truths that your thinking mind often overlooks. Take the example of someone who's terrified of water without ever having a bad experience with it. Their cells may be holding on to a hidden story, perhaps a fear carried through lineage, or an unprocessed event that never found resolution. This is why we often feel things first, long before our brains can explain them. It's almost like the body is years ahead, decoding a message your mind hasn't opened yet. You are the message, written not just in language, but in living tissue. Science gives us glimpses of this too. Studies show trauma can echo across generations, affecting stress responses or even immune systems. But beyond science, personal experience confirms it. Maybe your chest tightens when you're asked to speak in public, not because of this lifetime story, but because your body remembers the judgment of past silences. The memory is layered under your skin, asking to be acknowledged. Healing means daring to read those layers instead of ignoring them. That's why true transformation doesn't come from thinking your way out of pain. It comes from meeting the body where it's been holding the truth all along. When you notice a reaction, a fear, or even an unexplainable desire, that's the body speaking in its oldest dialect. If you learn to listen, you'll see that beneath every gesture lies a real history, and those unspoken histories are waiting to rise to the surface. Pain isn't just an inconvenience to be silenced with medication or distraction, it's a messenger. Chronic headaches, for example, often reveal more than stress. They can point to years of unexpressed tension or emotions never given space. The same goes for that knot in the stomach before difficult conversations. These signals aren't random malfunctions, they're part of your hidden story, coded into the way your body speaks when words fail. Ignoring them is like muting an alarm and pretending the fire isn't there. Look at posture. Someone who curls inward, shoulders hunched, often carries the silent code of wanting to stay unseen. On the other hand, a chest that naturally opens wide may show safety, confidence, or the release of burdens once held too tightly. These aren't just physical habits, they're messages written into the body's stance. Every gesture reflects whether your inner self feels protected, suppressed, or finally acknowledged. You are the message, standing or slouching without realizing what's being broadcast. Then there are the patterns, those frustrating loops in life where the same situations keep showing up. Ever notice how some people always find themselves in relationships where they feel unseen, or jobs that drain them? These aren't coincidences. They're echoes, repeating until the soul-body codes are finally understood. The body is like a teacher that assigns the same lesson until the student chooses to learn it. And yes, the homework shows up as pain, posture, and repeating patterns. The breakthrough happens when you shift from asking, "How do I fix this?" to, "What is this trying to tell me?" That subtle change transforms symptoms into teachers. Suddenly, your back pain isn't just pain, it's a story of responsibility carried alone for too long. Your fatigue isn't laziness, it's an invitation to reclaim energy stolen by old roles. When you start decoding instead of fighting, the body becomes your most honest guide. And that's where the real awakening begins. Now comes the practical part. How do you actually listen to what your body has been trying to tell you all along? Start simple. Somatic meditation isn't about emptying your mind, but about feeling where your attention naturally drifts inside your body. Maybe it's your chest rising and falling, or the way your jaw feels when you finally stop clenching it. Conscious movement works the same way. Think less of exercise, and more of moving like you're writing a sentence with your body, each gesture holding meaning. Breathwork is another powerful key. You've probably noticed how a deep sigh can change everything in a moment. It's your body releasing a hidden story without asking permission. Techniques like box breathing or alternate nostril breathing can calm your nervous system and unlock what's been stored in tight tissue. Breath is more than air, it's a translator between the unconscious and the conscious, bridging the gap so the soul-body codes can finally be heard. A simple but often overlooked practice is touch. Place your hand on an area of tension, your heart, your stomach, your shoulders, and instead of trying to fix it, just listen. What memory surfaces? What image or emotion comes alive? It may feel subtle at first, but over time those whispers grow into clear messages. The point isn't to judge or rush, but to let the body speak in its own rhythm, like a language you're slowly relearning. To deepen this, journaling right after a body-focused practice can be transformative. Write down whatever came up, fragments of memory, emotions, even images that didn't make sense. Don't censor. Often, the forgotten story re-emerges wordlessly at first, in sensations or symbols, before it becomes clear in language. If you commit to these practices, you'll begin to notice that the silence you once mistook for emptiness is actually filled with messages waiting for you to translate. When you finally realize that you are the message, everything shifts. The way you walk into a room feels different, more grounded, more alive. You stop moving like a stranger inside your own skin and start carrying yourself with purpose. There's a kind of intuitive grace that comes when the body and the soul are no longer at war, when your hidden story is no longer buried but embodied. Others notice it too, even if they can't explain why. Your body turns into a sacred space rather than a mystery you're trying to solve. Imagine waking up and feeling that your posture, your breath, even the rhythm of your steps, all align with who you truly are. Life stops being about wearing masks to fit in. Instead, your presence alone speaks louder than any words. Those soul-body codes that once weighed you down now become a language of lightness, authenticity, and clarity. And here's the beauty of it, people around you feel it. They can't quite name it, but they sense something magnetic in the way you carry yourself. You're not forcing confidence or rehearsing lines, your truth simply radiates. Living this way means no longer hiding from yourself. Every gesture, every glance, becomes an echo of the deeper journey you've remembered. Your body stops being a cage and becomes a cathedral of presence. What awakens is not just a better version of you, it's the real you. The one who doesn't need to prove or explain because the message is written in every fiber of your being. You stop trying to deliver truth and instead live it. And that's when the paradox clicks, the body you once treated as separate is, in fact, the message itself. So now you know, your body was never just skin and bones, it's a living manuscript. The hidden story has always been there, written in your breath, your posture, your patterns. And the real question is, are you willing to read it? Because once you realize you are the message, there's no going back to pretending you're just a passenger in your own life. What would shift if you started listening to the codes your soul body has been carrying for years? How would your relationships change if you stopped ignoring the signals in your chest, your spine, your hands? Would you keep repeating the same cycles, or would you finally choose to decode them? These are not abstract ideas, they're practical doorways into a new way of living. The truth is, transformation doesn't happen in the head alone. It happens when you let your body become the teacher, when you let those messages guide you instead of resisting them. And here's the challenge, are you ready to stop numbing, stop ignoring, and start remembering the forgotten language written in your own being? If this message resonated with you, don't let it fade away. Apply it. Explore it. And join a community of people doing the same. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and keep learning how to unlock the deeper codes of your soul body. Because the journey has just begun, and the next chapter is waiting for you.